Boo. Normally, while I'm out and about doing whatever it is I do, I see things. And it's safe to say 10 out of 10 times I like to investigate it, or what most people would like to call procrastination. Seeing as how we're so close to Spooky Day, I want to solve a few mysteries and show you some of the weird things I've come across. Maybe take it a bit easy. But first, a joke. Why did the ghost subscribe to my YouTube channel? Because it was dying to see more of my content. But wouldn't a ghost already be dead? Listen, that's the best I got. Let's get used to being out of bounds in the depths. If you didn't know, there's a whole empty weird space down here. But it makes for some interesting finds. It's really dark though, so let's turn on the lights. Yeah, never mind. So the first short I ever made on this YouTube channel was about a tree that's out of bound in the depths near the army platform. I was looking around back there because it's an area we don't really see too much of, and around that time I was trying to find ways to skip the boss rush. When all of a sudden I see this figure just pop up in the distance. It genuinely messed with me a little bit. I mean, look at it, just staring at me. I didn't know what it was, so I cautiously flew over to check it out. Well, now I'm out for revenge. I want to cut this thing down. Unfortunately, for some reason it's underneath the void barrier, so I can't shoot past there. Since it's pretty easy to get out of bounds here, I'm going to try to get at it from underneath, hoping that the void barrier isn't too low. Well, it looks like we can maybe get into the bottom of it. Oh, that was a little too high. We can clip back in using an auto-built cancel stick. Normally this takes you at an upward angle, so I have to jump off as soon as I can so I don't hit that death barrier again. Honestly, just being in here is pretty crazy already. I'm really surprised that the death barrier doesn't come all the way down. Man, the tree is really high up there. Even my long-range bow can't hit it. I made this cannon build to see if I can't shoot it. It looks like I'm close, but I'll have to move it over a bit. Nice. I'm surprised that worked. Before we leave though, I just want to check this place out a little bit. Okay then. That was cool, but why is the tree here? By now I think we all know that the depths is just an inverse of the map of the surface. But I didn't know that even most trees have a counterpart in the depths as well. If we mark this tree and return to the surface, we can see that this is the surface tree version of the tree we found all the way down in the depths. So let's check the same spot in the depths. Well then. So it looks like the depths tree is missing, and in its place is whatever this is. It looks like part of the ground that was pulled up. And what I think happened at some point is part of the ground got pulled up in development, and afterward the tree had nothing to put its stump in. So the tree must have fell all the way down. And given that you can't really see it from the army platform, no one noticed. So in the depths there are multiple Coliseums where you fight different enemies. And under each Coliseum I've found this like half dome shape. Well, all the Coliseums except this one, which also happens to be the only one with a roof, I think. This was a mystery I was gonna try to solve, but I don't know why it's here. The most I can think is it's like a copy and paste of each Coliseum and they just started with a piece underneath it, or maybe they used this as part of the roof. I checked the Coliseum on the surface and it doesn't have one, but I'm interested to hear what you think. Speaking about stuff under the depths, I think most people know that underneath these bricks is a cave. It even has a little mushroom in it. And this place is just a flip of the surface rock mountain thing in Rito Village. But there are two other places I found like this. Not as big, but if you clip down right here, you get stuck in this small shaft. And clipping down here is a little more space, but it goes on for a while. And looking at the surface, there isn't anything that could be considered the inverse of this. At the bottom of the place underneath the depths is a floor. So the other day I just clipped through it and decided to see what was down there. It really didn't seem like there was much down there, but I kept falling, so I decided to go to bed and just let it run for a few hours. When I woke up, I was at 1,700,000 meters underneath. And it looks like I can fly around down here, but there isn't much to see because the camera is stuck all the way up at the floor. One thing that's bothered me since my casual playthrough is these two tunnel-looking things on the map, here and here. And I saw that they patched this out in a later version, but I really want to know what's there. So I figured I could just clip through the ground above them on the map and just keep going down until I see something. I've gone pretty deep and there still isn't anything that looks like a cave. But if you go a little deeper and get around some of the stuff, you'll see that there's this piece kind of sticking out. At first I wasn't too sure if this was it, but after looking at it I can confirm that this has to be it. The first thing to see is the topography that it shows on the map. Being that it's somewhat flat on the top, you can kind of match these things up. And honestly, it looks so different from the rest of this wall. After looking at it on this side as well, you can see it's sort of the same thing. Maybe it's a patch or something. Another interesting fact is that you can stick a bright bloom to it, but you can't anywhere else on this wall. And a thing I noticed later on, which basically confirms it, is while out of bounds, as you approach the army platform, you can see some things already loaded in. And if we look far in the back, we can see these walls just sitting there. And if we place a marker on them and look at the map, there they are. There's actually a third one, but its position is like underneath some land that's already on the map, so we can't really see it. Well, that's all I really have, at least when it comes to things that are spooky. My next video is going to be about how I accidentally removed Zelda from the game, so subscribe so you don't miss it. I want to thank my channel members, Trevor Orchard, Jono, Taco Sensei, Jank Keto, Devin Brown, and Why You Have to Be Mad. Anyways, thanks for watching.